Have you ever seen a pro footballer just explode past someone like an actual rocket? The burst of speed, that explosive jump, and that ability to shoulder an opponent and leave them on the ground? I've been working with pros like these from some of the world's best leagues, and one thing that always stands out to me is that exact explosiveness they have, not only on the pitch, but across all of the tests that I perform with them. And guess what? They are not born like that. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I help them improve that explosiveness even more so you can achieve similar gains and see your power rise to the elite standards steadily over time. Now, most players think football is all about speed, like top speed, running really fast. But that is wrong. I'm here to tell you that football is actually a power dominant sport. Now you might be thinking, what? All pros are fast. Yeah, they are, but let's zoom out a little bit. How many times in a game do you actually sprint full out for 40 or 50 meters? Maybe a few times, right? Now, how many times though do you explode to accelerate, jump for a header, change direction, or kick the ball with power? Well, hundreds of times, and that is because power actions happen non-stop. So while top speed is cool and can definitely spark some game-changing moments, power is your everyday superpower on the pitch. It's the engine that makes you unstoppable every single moment of the game. At the end of the day, we're only making this comparison to emphasize how important power development is nearby speed and strength development. I'm not saying all of this to lead you down the powerlifting path and make you quit football, okay? I'm just telling you that power development, aka accelerating faster off the mark, jumping higher in duels, kicking the ball with more power, and changing direction on a dime are all actions that can set you apart from other players physically and give you that edge you need on the field over a full 90-minute game. But here's the kicker. Most footballers do an awful job when it comes to developing their power, either butchering their workouts inside the gym or not using some of the most effective tools there are out there to build raw football power. So how on earth do you develop power? Power development in theory is really simple. Think of power like a sandwich, okay? Power is equal to force, that's your strength, times velocity, that's your speed. So getting powerful is actually a constant process of getting stronger inside the gym and getting faster on the pitch. That sounds super easy, and it is. In fact, you might be just a couple of tweaks and additions away from your current plan to achieve your first real power transformation. So let me break down the 7 most powerful tools I use with my pro players that will help you go from average explosiveness to elite power on the pitch. First up, we have heavy lifts, lifted with intent. Now, when I say heavy, I'm talking about compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, and hip thrusts. These are like building a super strong engine for your body. They give you raw, brute strength, that force part of the power sandwich that we discussed. But here's the secret sauce that most players totally miss. Don't just lift slowly. Even with heavy weights, you need to push that bar up as fast as humanly possible. Like imagine you're exploding past a defender. You don't do it slowly, right? It doesn't even make sense. So why lift slowly or at normal tempos inside the gym? This trains your nervous system to recruit motor units quickly and efficiently, which will directly translate into more explosive accelerations of the mark, jumps, and changes of direction on the pitch. That intent is the specificity I want you to add to your training. Not silly exercises where you're squatting on a Bosu ball followed by a simple pass. Now, number 2, overcoming isometrics. This might sound a bit fancy, but trust me, it's incredibly effective. An overcoming isometric involves pushing or pulling against an immovable object, like pushing against the wall or pulling on a bar against the pins of a squat rack. The key here is to exert maximal force for a short duration, usually 3 to 6 seconds. The reason why this is such a powerful tool to use is because it allows you to produce peak force outputs without any movement. The goal here is to push or pull as hard and as fast as you can. This means you're once again building foundational strength and the ability to generate a massive burst of force fast right from the start of an action, which is crucial when it comes to those initial steps in the acceleration phase or the plant phase of a change of direction. Now for number 3, let's move out of the gym and onto the field or a more open space for extensive plyometrics. These are lower intensity, higher volume jumping and bounding drills designed to improve your body's elasticity and ability to absorb and generate force. Think about continuous pogos, skipping actions, or submaximal bounce and gallops with shorter recoveries. The goal here isn't to jump as high or as far as possible, but rather perform many repetitions with good form, focusing on quicker ground contact times and movement fluidity. This builds your tissue capacity, improves your springiness, and helps you land and take off efficiently, even when this happens in weird patterns and not in a linear fashion on the pitch. Now, building on extensive plyometrics, we have intensive plyometrics. If extensive plyometrics are your bouncy spring, intensive plyometrics are your super spring. This is where we crank up that power and go for maximum effort. Think depth jumps from a moderate height, hurdle jumps, or maximal broad jumps and alternating bounds. Here, you're trying to jump as high or as far as you possibly can, focusing on a powerful, explosive push-off. But remember, with intensive plyometrics, quality over quantity is key. You need to rest adequately in between sets to ensure maximal effort on each next repetition, because if you're not able to go at or near your power ceiling with those, then you're not getting the full benefit. At number 5, we have ballistics. This includes exercises where you launch an object like a medicine ball or your body into the air. Think of medicine ball throws, broad jumps, or barbell throws with light weight executed on the Smith machine. The idea here is to release the resistance and allow it to continue moving freely. Footballers know ballistics are effective, but completely butcher their use, just like plyometrics. As long as you stay within these recommendations I give you here, though, you'll be on the right path. You'll be training your body to produce force explosively throughout the entire movement and range of motion without having to slow down at the end, which is a common problem with other high-intent tasks inside the gym. Now for number 6, let's talk about one of the tasks that has a major carryover to your actual pitch-based power, and that is resisted accelerations. This involves using external resistance, like a sled or resistance band, or even a partner providing light resistance, while you sprint over short distances, typically 7 to 25 meters long. The added weight here forces your body to produce more power in those crucial first few steps, making you quicker off the mark in game situations as you are teaching your body to drive harder into the ground and generate more force with each stride. Generally speaking, lighter weights are for longer sprints and heavier weights are for shorter bursts. Overall though, you want to stay between 10 to 30% of your body weight. So if you're weighing 70 kilos, for example, prefer to keep the resistance between 7 and 20 kilos and follow the recommendations you see here for using and loading resisted accelerations for each and every training session. And finally, my non-negotiable top velocity sprints. I know I emphasized that top-end speed isn't the most frequent action in football and that power is king. But you still gotta remember that speed is also part of our power sandwich. As I've said earlier, we're using the gym to improve the force end of the force velocity curve, and we're using top velocity sprinting here to improve the other end of the curve, the velocity side. Both combined together can lead to significant increases in your power. So this is another one of my non-negotiables with every player I'm working with. Pure maximal sprinting over distances of 25 to 40 meters or even 50 meters is vital for improving your maximum speed ceiling. It refines your sprinting mechanics, improves your stride length and frequency, and enhances your nervous system's ability to fire rapidly. Even if you only use it a few times in a game, being able to outrun an opponent on a transition or track down a loose ball at full speed can be the difference maker. Plus, you're obviously further enhancing your power and acceleration ability. So there you have it, the 7 key elements I use to help elite footballers unlock their true power potential. Incorporating these principles and exercises into your own training plan can dramatically improve your explosiveness, your jumping ability, your kicking power, and your overall game. If you're ready to stop guessing and start dominating, and you want a personalized roadmap to transform your physical game, I offer one-on-one online coaching to pro and semi-pro players like you, no matter where you are in the world. So if you're interested to learn more, click the first link in the description and book a call with me for free to see if you're a good fit to work with me. Now, before you leave, I would highly suggest you watch this video next to make your approach as a footballer even smarter.